back to the channel with your man Wise, and today we got to check this out, man. Trump just dropped a heartbreaking compilation of the crimes that have been committed in this country by illegal immigrants. It is a heartbreaking, gut-wrenching 4-minute compilation, but I wanted to share this information with you guys. As you all know, it just seems like as the summertime has progressed, or as we move deeper into the summer months, obviously we're towards the end of June, going into July, it's getting hotter, and it seems like the crime is ramping up. And it's just so unfortunate that we have people that should not be here committing such heinous acts of crime. It's just so unfortunate, and my condolences go out to each and every family, to the victims. God bless each and every one of you guys. Let's get into the video.
The FBI just admitted migrant crime's real. Sorry, Jen Psaki. And it's about to get a lot worse. FBI Director Chris Wray testified in front of the Senate, and he confirmed what the media refuses to report. Watch.
There are a whole host of threats that emanate from the border, and some of them are criminal threats. We talked about fentanyl and violence. An awful lot of the violent crime in the United States is at the hands of gangs who are themselves involved in the distribution of that fentanyl.
It's not just migrant crime. Migrant terror is next.
We are concerned about the terrorism implications from potential targeting of vulnerabilities at the border. There is a particular network that has, where some of the overseas facilitators of the smuggling network have ISIS ties.
The FBI director is trying to tell Biden to close the border for the safety of the country, and the president won't listen. Democrats say migrants aren't illegal and they don't even break into the country.
The undertone from your side is that somehow people who are coming illegally are trying to break into the country. I don't think that people are breaking into the country illegally.
It may not appear like they're breaking in because Biden's just letting them break in, but it's still against the law.
Now, the congresswoman that you seen, that was Congresswoman Punjabi, and I could be pronouncing her name improperly, but she was the lady that was on with Joy Reid last week and chuckled about the 12-year-old young lady that was assaulted by one of these illegals up in New York. These people are sick. These people are sick, and they are ridiculous, and they won't even call them what they are. But it is what it is, I guess. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I've said this on the channel. This is a true testament of good versus evil, those who believe versus those who don't. And we're in a situation right now where those of us that do believe, it's time to really get down in prayer. It's really time for those of us that do believe to really start to stand strong in our faith, really start to stand strong with our walk, with God. And it's time to start combating and fighting back against the evil that lives amongst us. I was watching an interview the other day on the Sean Ryan show, and there was a lady on there who is, I guess she's a part of some counter-terrorist group. She was just talking about the amount of people that are coming up across our border with ties to different terrorist organizations around the country. And these people, some of them have been caught, but for every one that has been caught, there's probably 5 or 10 more that get through the border. And we don't know who has crossed that border at this point. It's just very, very unfortunate situation of what's going on right now. But let's check out this new ad from President Donald Trump.
Crimes span the country. The man accused of killing a Maryland mother of 5 on a popular hiking trail has been captured in Oklahoma. Rachel Marin was dragged from a hiking trail in Maryland where she was. Hernandez allegedly has ties to the notorious MS-13 gang and entered the country illegally in February of last year.
The sheriff says that he fled to the U.S. illegally after a woman in El Salvador in January of 2023. Just 1 month before he entered the U.S. last year, Interpol issued an arrest warrant for Hernandez.
We are 1,800 miles away from the southern border, and the American citizens are not safe because of failed immigration policies. This is the second time in just 2 years that an innocent Harford County woman has lost her life to a criminal in our country illegally.
As far as I'm concerned, the Biden administration has the blood of Rachel Warren in their hands.
2 officers were shot overnight. The suspect also shot in the exchange of gunfire.
Police also saying that suspect Bernardo Raul Castro Mata currently resides at a migrant shelter not too far away from here.
Christian Inga was arraigned today in New York City on charges of assaulting a 13-year-old girl after school last week in a shocking daylight attack. Police say the 25-year-old migrant from Ecuador approached 2 teens in the park at knife point. According to the criminal complaint, the suspect tied the boy and girl to one another, gagged them, then raped the girl before fleeing the scene. Police say Inga entered the U.S. illegally through Eagle Pass, Texas, back in 2021.
We've also learned from law enforcement here in New York that Christian Ingalandi was actually ordered to go back to Ecuador just a year later in 2022. Had he been deported, we may not have this case that has really struck a chord with people here in New York City, but even people around the country.
A Venezuelan gang known as Tren de Aragua has victimized thousands through extortion, drug and human trafficking, kidnapping, and now U.S. law enforcement, including Customs and Border Protection and the FBI, say the gang has made their way into the country. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Jason Owens, who has confirmed multiple arrests of alleged Tren de Aragua members over the last year, issued a warning in early April after reporting yet another arrest. Watch out for this gang, he said. It is the most powerful in Venezuela, known for drug trafficking, sex crimes, extortion, and other violent acts.
Today, an illegal immigrant who killed someone in Troy is set to be sentenced. Carlos Corrales Ramirez pleaded guilty to the deadly stabbing last month. He admitted to killing a man near River and Dow Streets last September. The Honduras native was also charged with a stabbing in Maryland last February. He was arrested for that crime, but was later released because Maryland officials never extradited him.
8 individuals, all from the Central Asian country of Tajikistan, were arrested in Los Angeles, New York, and Philadelphia. They entered the United States this year and in 2023, crossing the Mexican border. They were vetted and allowed to remain in the country. CBS News has learned further investigation uncovered the men had possible ties to ISIS-K.
5 men in the U.S. illegally were arrested Monday morning in northeast Missouri after a teenage girl was reported missing in Indiana. The suspects are accused of kidnapping the 14-year-old from her home. They were tracked down in Macon County. All 5 of these men are charged with second-degree kidnapping and first-degree endangering the welfare of a child.
Developments in the brutal abduction of a 12-year-old Texas girl whose body was found dumped in a bayou. Police arrested 21-year-old Johan Jose Rangel Martinez and 26-year-old Franklin Jose Pena Ramos, both illegal migrants from Venezuela. Surveillance video appeared to show both men with the girl just hours before she was found dead. Both men have been charged with capital. Critics blaming Jocelyn's death on President Biden's border policies.
As you can see, this current administration's border policies or failure to protect American citizens at the southern border has caused so much hurt, so much harm, not only to those down south. It has now reached the Northeast, the West, the Pacific Northwest. It is outrageous. It's so unfortunate what's going on right now. And yet we still have people in the Democrat Party fighting to keep this border open. They want to allow these people and give full-fledged amnesty to these individuals. And now they want to allow them to obtain driver's license in this country. What's next? What's next? How many more people have to lose their lives? How many more people have to have their property taken? How many more people have to walk in fear when they walk out their homes? How many before this administration will decide to step up and do what is right, which is close the border and start working on deportating these people out of our country? And then also prosecuting those and holding on to those who actually commit these heinous acts in our country. This is so unfortunate. Rest in peace to those that have lost their lives. My condolences to their families. It's just so unfortunate. It really is. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. It is crazy out here in these streets. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.